Ladies and gentlemen, our audience will keep on trickling. I guess some of us need a little more time to enjoy and be delighted with food. Meanwhile, put your hands together and give a warm welcome as I invite Venkatesh on stage. Put your hands together for Venkatesh C.R., Managing Director and CEO, .com Infoway, Galata.
Thanks and very good afternoon. So I think it's a wrong time to actually be doing a session, very wrong time because after lunch, and I can understand and I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. So I'm here to share insights about cost of user acquisition and basically talk about organic and paid advertisements. So a little bit about our company. So we are based out of South India. We are based in Chennai, and we started as a IT services company, and we are a publisher. We actually have 3 magazines monthly magazines, and we do events. We do have an ad network called Adata, and we also have an incentive rewards platform. It's an app called Cash on Apps. So, yeah, quickly, I just want to ask you, do you know how many apps are there in the App Store? So, any guesses? $3 lakhs? Yeah, so it's actually, you can see here, that's a number of apps which are there. So it's a staggering number. So you can see Google Play and Apple Store. So you got Google Play has overtook Apple to become the #1 store for mobile apps, and closely behind is Amazon, which is actually picking up steam and trying to reach garner a big market share. Windows is not behind; it's still trying its best to actually get there. But whenever we talk about user acquisition in the industry, we usually talk about it's basically iOS or Android, but still Windows is there. It's a small market again. BlackBerry, I'm not sure, but we have an app store there. Okay, so some information about the app stores, which is actually quite interesting, is 21% of the apps in iOS are dead. So if you look at when you actually search for particular keywords, you come across different apps which are listed. And you'll find that most of them have not been updated. They are not. Some of them will not be working. You'll find them crashing. So they are sort of done out of I need an app to be done, to be created, and then they forget about it. So basically, that's what is actually contributing for nearly 20 to 21% as per the data available. One more stat says, out of 100 downloads, only 4 users actually stick around. So you can see the retention is that low. So there are various factors. We'll talk about it in the second part of the presentation. And this is something interesting. 60% of apps have never been downloaded even once. Which means, I'm not talking about the developer themselves, so they would have downloaded it. But I'm talking about, like people other than their own team. Probably they have. So that's, again, a very strange thing. So what does it actually show? That it's not just creating an app, but you need to actually look at how to acquire users, how to actually promote it. And here, what is the cost per app install? So this is just an, it's an average number, but it says 1.28 to 1.78. But there are some stats. For example, let's take hotels.com. It's a very popular hotel booking site. The rate which they are giving for a user acquisition is close to $6 for an iOS. It's an iPad user. So again, iOS, Android, and iPad. Again, iPad and iOS have got different rates for user acquisition. So again, a small cream of the market, of the app market makes money. The rest of them are actually in the they actually make no money or very less money. So what are the monetization methods available for the mobile apps? So one is the free model, which is actually, which is in-app advertising. You would have AdMob, you would have various other networks actually like having creatives which are there in the thing, like could be Google Ads or whatever, that you have different ad networks actually having their interstitial ads or video ads or something. Then you have the freemium model. So freemium model would be like something like use the app for 15 days or something, or certain features will be available only for a particular time. After that, it's not available, or various things. And paid apps is straightforward. Actually, you need to pay for downloading. for having that app with you. In-app purchases, again, you have different different products, sub-products within that app where you can actually purchase the products in that. Then you have subscriptions. Again, it could be certain things like monthly subscription or a weekly, or a sort of, it depends on what product or what app it is. Then incentivized advertising, like you can talk about you're playing a game like Temple Run, and you're actually you crash into in the gate, or you actually fall into the water, and then you want to resume from there. You need coins. So what do? You need to actually pay. But and there is an alternate option where you can actually watch a video and actually get coins. So again, that is incentivized model. So what are the challenges here in user acquisition? You can see that today getting users is very, very important, and it's not at all easy. It's becoming difficult day by day. So and also you need to have the right users. So it's not, it's like saying I've got 1 million users. It's not amazing or something to know if you got 1 million users, but actually how many of them are the right users for you. That's very important. So basically installs into monthly retention, which actually gives the monthly active users, and the monthly active users into a monthly average revenue gives you come to the revenue. Okay, so I think there's a bit of overlap here. Okay, but generally, about if you want to understand about user acquisition, different methods available. Cost per install, that CPI model is one of the widely used models for the mobile app industry. So they go per install. So there are different models again. There is instant model, there's a non-instant model. So I'll be talking about that a bit later. And social media plays a major role, whether it could be using Facebook or Twitter or different, YouTube again. So there are different, it plays a very vital role. And then mobile advertising, again, you talk about Google Ads, using AdMob, using PPC in mobile ads actually play, again, a very significant role. So these, are the major channels for user acquisition. Because as I told you, if you look at multiple factors, so 70% you say social media, and 50% say mobile, and they use CPI campaigns. So predominantly it's a mix of both. You cannot say you can just do social media and be just done with it. Or I think from my experience with dealing with different customers in our ad network, we have actually found that it's a combination of CPI that actually yields good, better results. And there, 20% actually said offline media. So I'm sure you must, when you get your newspaper in the morning, you'll find Flipkart sale. And then you turn the next page, you'll find Snapdeal sale. So it's almost, you need to go dig 2 or 3 pages to actually find your newspaper. I mean, it's like that. So print is really becoming big, and offline events are happening. So offline is there, TV ads are there, but still, it's only a very small fraction actually, which actually people use. So let's understand more about the best practices for organic mobile optimization. And if you look at it, again, as I told you, like, we have ASO, which is actually App Store optimization, which is like for the web use, we have search engine optimization. So it's sort of similar to this. For those who know about it, I think you can just ignore this part. PR activities is very important. Social media, promotions. So we need to understand, when you do a campaign, we need to understand, you need to measure the app installs. So when you do multiple campaigns, for example, I do a Facebook campaign, I do maybe an email campaign, or I do a combination of different campaigns. So which users have come from which channel, and what is the transaction of that user? Like, I acquire 1,000 users in a particular day. So whether the users who have come from WhatsApp marketing have actually got me better result, or Facebook, or maybe a CPI instant campaign. So you need to understand which one, and you need to track them effectively. So you need to optimize it based on retention, which is very important, and whether the stickiness, how long they stay onto the app. So this will be a continuous learning process that you need to follow for during the campaign. So ASO, 53%, as per the stats, it says that the users actually browse to find the app. So when you're going to the app store, you search, or you actually go to the top apps, trend, the what's new section, or go to category, newly added. So that's where the app discovery takes place, and 53%, so staggering 53% happens there. So how do you get there? So App Store optimization. So it's just like, as I told you, it's like search engine optimization. It's keyword, meta tags, description, image. So when you look at when you're going to download an app, the image says it all. So people give very, I think 60% weightage should be given for the image. I've been asked to conclude. I'm not even 20% done. Okay, I'll rush. Okay, so ASO tools. We got different tools. So here you got Searchman, App Statistics, AppNic, and Mobile Dev HQ, App Annie, etc. Okay, so viral marketing. I'm sure you know about what happened with the Dubsmash and how it got promoted virally. So when you have something, when an app itself is like, really it creates a viral effect, you don't have to bother about it. But if it's going to be just a regular app which actually needs a lot of promotion, a viral campaign would be really helpful, like creating a sort of a chain where you actually, the user creates something and they share it with somebody, and it results in, again, resharing, etc. So remarketing. So remarketing, everyone is talking today about remarketing. So what is exactly remarketing? So remarketing is driving more conversions from existing customers. So you already have your, say, customers. So you try to tell them, okay, so for example, a person is buying a particular a shoe from Flipkart. Then you tell them, why don't you actually try this product as it's available, or you may be interested. Then you try to, of course, power users. You find the regular users and try to upsell them, and re-engage. That's very important. You try to re-engage your the people who are not coming to your app or who have stopped coming. So okay, the paid advertising, that's I think apart from the organic, so paid advertising, you need to analyze, monetize, and promote. So pricing models, you have different models: CPM, CPC, that's cost per click, and CPI is cost per install, CPA, CPE, cost per action or engage. CPS is a cost per sale. So social media is again very useful. People you can go for a paid campaign and can actually target different like you can target gender, you can do gender targeting, we can actually target cities, you can target groups, etc. So a lot of things can be done there. So Facebook app install campaigns. So you can actually, I mean, as I told you, you can actually find out, you can actually target based on the phone, what they have. So it could be, you could target based on if they have all the Samsung devices can actually show that advertisement. So you can go to that detail. So now Twitter app installs has become very common. So you can see in your Twitter feed, you can find a particular ad saying, and say install app. And of course, the big guru, Google, they got you have the options for, when a new device is being, it's installed and, you find the suggestions on why don't you install these apps, or if I install a particular app, you should check out these apps. So they try to do it, in a different way. And YouTube, that's again a major thing which is happening right now. In like when you just imagine, like you watch a video, you want to watch a video. Normally you will have the video ads, and then you will have a skip ad, and it goes. So what happens here is you have the video. You are going to watch a video. The ad comes, and you instead of skip or whatever, you have install app. So it's that easy. So this is actually a very big demand, and it's actually growing in a big way. The YouTube TrueView mobile ads. So the main players. Okay, analytics and key metrics. What you need to know. You need to know about the downloads, the new users, and active users. So I may be having a million downloads, but I may just have only 1,000 active users. So that's the active users is the most important thing, and that can be found from your dashboard, from your app dashboard. So retention is very important. If I have 100 people who are installing my app and you have 200 people uninstalling, then it's not good. So you need to try to, or 100 people install and the next day, all or 70%, 70 people uninstall, which is actually, so you try to minimize it. So retention can be due to different things. So it could be due to the app is not good, or the UI is not good, or app crashing, or maybe there's no space, or they don't like that app. So there are different things and the outcomes are again the lifetime value of the user. So a lot of things have to be which are taken care in this in the analytics part, and there are a lot of different tools which are available which can support this. So what is the challenges ahead? So rising cost of user acquisition, because right now we're talking about every year it's doubling. Or even sometimes, like I was there in Jakarta last week, and it was actually the user acquisition cost was around 35 cents, and now it's almost touching 60 cents now. So, and the US it's still higher. It's more than a couple of dollars for getting a user. So the key trends: CPI is big, videos are big, and okay. So to conclude. Paid installs can give organic installs. So we recommend as an ad agency, we actually recommend to go for an instant campaign, because if you actually get your ranking up, the organic traffic also starts increasing. So if you're there in the top 10, your discovery happens, and you'll have more organic traffic coming. So in-app purchase and re-engagement is very important. I talked about retargeting. And discovery method also is very important. Which method, which channel they're coming. do a lot of testing, make sure your app is good before you actually go and start acquiring users. So for advertisers, it's basically ROI. Again, users, they need to be really good. And you need to have a very good search strategy. Thank you. Yeah. So any questions? I can ready to take them. Yeah. Yes, Manbir. Mike.
Thanks, Venkatesh. It's not a question, more of a sales pitch to add on his presentation. So you might be wondering how would you track and how would you do it? So you have got analytics platform like us, that's GetCake. You can do your tracking and you can track all your social traffic or your channels that are performing best for you. You can track through platforms like us. Thanks.
Thanks, Manbir. So one more question. So probably you can ask one question from your many questions. Okay. Yeah.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Rupak Agarwal from Mobloid. Just wanted to understand if there's any industry standard as to what percentage of download can one expect out of what level of engagement one does on the SEO level. So is there any industry benchmark to it?
There's nothing, there's no guarantees, there is no, like SEO, once you spend a decent amount of money on SEO, the SEO company doesn't give any guarantee that you'll actually rank. It's the same way. SEO is only a step ahead. It goes to the next level. So there is no guarantee or there's no industry standard that you'll actually start seeing more downloads. There are chances of it happening are much more. That's what we normally recommend to any company or a app developer.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Venkatesh. And may I once again invite on stage Ms. Bani Sidhu to kindly present a memento to our esteemed speaker.